フロントウィング、グリザイアの果実。
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. So, obviously, I did not cancel stream for today. That said, I am incredibly tired still. I didn't get home till after 1, and I fall asleep probably until closer to 2. And I was up for 8. Which, I mean, hey, 6 hours, that ain't bad. Not when you wake up all the time in the middle of the night like me. Yeah. Oh well. This is gonna be my life for the next few days, so I just gotta get used to it. That's all. I just need to be used to it. Yeah. So I might be a little slower on the uptake on things, potentially. More than likely gonna yawn a lot. Definitely gonna be rubbing my eyes a lot. I try not to rub them too hard so I burst a vessel again, because I did not like that. I did not like when I burst a blood vessel in my eye, because it didn't look good. And I mean, no one likes looking, they look in the mirror and just see red. So we're going to continue on with Fruit of Grisaia today, obviously. Quick summary of what happened last stream when we played this. We kind of asked Sachi what she does in her spare time when she isn't working or, you know, like doing schoolwork, maid work, God knows what, and she says literally nothing. I try to ensure I have no free time at all. So we sat with her for an entire day after class. Just seeing what she does. Watched her take notes and study, both looking over what she was just taught and trying to prepare for the next lesson so she would be ready for it. Waited for her to have a bath. Had dinner with her, and then after that, she's like, okay, I'm going to bed now. It's only 9. It's like, yeah, I don't want to have free time, so once I'm done everything I need to do, I just go to bed. One thing that Yuji pointed out entirely was the way she acts throws him off, and he realized why. Because she's very much like him in that regard, doing what she's told, following her orders to the T, and then that's it kind of thing. So it kind of weirds him out because it's also his own behavior. So really, he weirds himself out. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So this is the day after, and this is all to make a freaking test for her to take to finally be stumped, because she's a near perfect student. And of course, you know, we got volunteered to do it. Oh my goodness. So this is gonna be literally the day after. So we're gonna load it up. We're gonna continue on forward and see where it takes us.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Kazami-san.
I enter the classroom a little before the time we agreed to meet. Sachi's already waiting inside.
今日はちゃんと来てくれたんですね。
Well, yeah. We did have a promise. Yeah, she interpreted it as like, okay, we're gonna meet here at this classroom at this time for this test, and she said that, so this is a promise? It's a little odd. Also, my running theory is that she's like a, old friend that we've forgotten about, because some of the things she says almost indicate like she's known us. So that's my running theory. I think she might be an old childhood friend we have totally forgotten about, which, if that's the case, holy fuck, Yuji, you're a terrible friend. Anyway, you came in uniform? You really are a class rep to the core, aren't you? Bro, you're also wearing a uniform.
学生手帳の校則欄に校舎施設利用時は原則として制服着用のことと書いてありますから。
I see. pretty sure Sachi's the only one who's ever bothered to read the fine print at the back of that booklet, but fair enough.
それともここはみちる様のように髪の色を脱色したりして垢抜けてみた方が良かったでしょうか。
To be honest, I'm having a hard time picturing you as a bleached blonde tsundere.
でしたら夏休み中もこのままで行かせていただきますね。
I'll leave that to your discretion. Anyway, I guess the first question is how we should go about testing you.
はじめはキスの練習からですよね。
Huh? Huh? Game, it's too early in the morning for me. Don't start off with this immediately firing, all barrels. Please give me a coherent explanation of how you arrived at that conclusion.
すみません。年下の女の子と二人きりという状況を風見さんが意識されているのではないかと思い、私なりに場を和ませてみたのですが。
Appreciate the thought, but your jokes tend to have the opposite effect.
不思議です。風見さんに言われるととてもショックです。
Gives a fuck what Yuji thinks. I'm sorry. I kinda don't like this guy. I mean, he fucking buried Michiru alive. Things have already taken a dubious turn, but there's no going back now. Alright, I guess I'll choose some questions from material we'll probably be learning in the fall. Feel like starting with any subject in particular?
そうですね。数学でしたら昨日それなりに予習してきました。
I see. In that case, let's start with math and see how far you can go on one day's worth of studying.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Alright, next up is a square root problem. Think you can handle it?
これで合っているでしょうか。
Correct. As soon as I start actually offering her problems, I'm startled all over again by Sachi's academic skills. All the questions I'm giving her are from sections of the textbook we haven't learned in class yet, and she's solving them with apparent ease. That doesn't change when I start mixing in my own original problems either, so it's clear she didn't just mindlessly memorize the textbook. So, what? Did you study this yesterday as well?
はい、そうなります。
Just how much did you get through?
そうですね。自分ではこの教科書に載っている部分は一通り勉強してきたつもりです。
In one day! Fucking hell, Sachi, give me your aptitude for learning, please. Sachi delivers this line with her usual calm smile, but if what she's saying is true, she's mastered nearly an entire year's worth of material in a single day. And I guess that would explain how she's been answering problems we won't be looking at for months so easily. Just for reference, what time did you get to bed last night?
寝ていないということになると思います。
You haven't slept. Sachi, honey, no. You need sleep. You don't sleep, you will in fact die. Sure, it takes a few days, but you will die. Day 1, you'll be tired. Day 2, you'll shockingly have more energy. Then after that, I think it's just a downward spiral. Let me confirm that. Okay, the longest recorded time without sleep is 11 consecutive days. But we're still not sure how long it takes to actually, you know, for you to actually die. That's just the longest it's been. So that's our benchmark. You have at most so far 11 days that you could be awake. Which is over 300 hours of consciousness. No. I just... No. No. You need sleep, people. You need your body to literally go into low power mode, okay? And you need a lot of it sometimes. But do as I say, not as I do. That's simply shit. You pulled an all-nighter? Plausible in Sachi's case. But I've got one very simple question. Why'd you feel the need to try that hard?
テストがあるならいい点を取れるように頑張るのが普通なのではないでしょうか。
Sure, but that's hardly a reason to stay up all night.
そうなのでしょうか。
In an admirable display of dexterity, Sachi tilts her head to the side in confusion, even as she's nodding her consent. That looks weird! I had similar thoughts about her ridiculous daily preparation for class, but this only confirms my impression. The girl puts in unbelievable effort for the flimsiest of reasons. True, you can wrap everything up just by calling Sachi diligent by nature, but I have a feeling that behavior has something to do with why she's in this school in the first place. Well, whatever the case, I have to admit, you've taken me by surprise here. I didn't expect you to be quite this impressive.
そう思っていただけたなら頑張った甲斐がありました。
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the range of problems you've solved already would be more than enough to amaze the others.
ということはテストもこれで終わりになりますか？
Michiru and company asked me to find Sachi's limits. As long as she's continuing to answer the questions correctly, it'd be premature to end the testing. Well, as long as it's alright with you... Mind playing along a little longer?
はい、風見さんに満足していただけるまで何度でもお相手させていただきます。
Phrasing. Are you doing this on purpose? By the time the sun touched the horizon, Sachi had worked her way into questions from next year's math curriculum without a single mistake. And so, we agreed to suspend testing for the evening and continue tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's summer vacation. That's right. It's their summer vacay, and they're spending it fucking testing Sachi. And clearly running.
おかえりなさい、風見さん。
When I return to the school grounds after my daily running session, Sachi greets me with broom in hand. Sweeping the courtyard today, I see.
はい、夏休みに入ったので学園の敷地内を全体的にお掃除しようと思いまして。
Not that diligence is a bad thing. It feels like you're in the middle of some chore every time I run into you.
風見さんが少しだらけた方がいいとおっしゃるのでしたら、クラス委員らしい範囲でだらけてみますが。
Are you really capable of that?
境界線の見極めに3ヶ月ほどお時間をいただければ。
In that case, I think I'd rather see you working hard like always.
そう言っていただけると助かります。あ、それからよろしければこれを。
Trotting over to a bucket full of ice sitting in the shade of a tree, Sachi retrieves a bottle of water and brings it back to me. Hey, that's nice. You had this waiting for me?
風見さんがランニングに出られたのは知っていましたので、勝手ながら用意させていただきました。
I see. Thanks. Appreciate that.
いえいえです。
With a few words of thanks, I accept the plastic bottle from Sachi, then drop myself onto a nearby bench and quickly gulp it down. Tasty. It looked like a plain bottle of water, but there's a bit of lemon juice and honey added for flavor. Another thoughtful touch on Sachi's part. Typical that the girl didn't say anything about the extra effort she put in. Why not mention it? Might have gotten some of that praise she likes so much. Considering her request for compliments, Sachi doesn't exactly flaunt her accomplishments. And again, that clumsily selfless side of her personality is probably part of what makes her impossible to dislike. As I'm pondering these matters, Sachi returns to her cleaning.
カイト、革靴、燃えるゴミ、燃えないゴミも燃えるゴミ。
Snips and snails and puppy mash all in the combustible trash. Might not set your heart on fire, but it'll burn nice on the pyre. Oh my god. Is that another Machina song? He's just as confused as I am. Hey, Sachi? Can you maybe give this particular song a rest?
思わず口ずさんでしまいたくなりますか？
No. To be perfectly frank, it doesn't really work for you. A maid cheerfully singing gruesome jingles as she cleans is just too surreal.
ですが、この歌も著作権フリーだから掃除の時に歌ってほしいのよさとマキちゃんにお願いされているので。
Right, I get the picture. Looks like I'll have to take this up with our budding songwriter. But either way, you really seem to enjoy sweeping.
そうですね。まだ小さい頃にお母さんとお父さんから褒めてもらった私唯一の特技みたいなものですから。
Your parents sound like nice people.
はい、私はお父さんもお母さんも大好きでした。
Her parents are dead. Her parents are dead. Like, She's saying she loved them. Yeah. Her parents are gone. You don't refer to people in the living in the past tense like that. Good, even Yuji picked up on it. Past tense, huh? This is the first time I've heard Sachi talk about her parents, but her expression visibly softened when I mentioned them. Even putting aside her pathologically honest personality, you can tell from a look at her face that she's not lying about how much she loved them. Come to think of it, I did have one other acquaintance who enjoyed cleaning up, although that was a long time ago. Okay, yeah, these two are fucking childhood friends. Like, that's not a coincidence. There's no coincidences in fucking visual novels. His acquaintance that loved cleaning is fucking Sachi. How long it's gonna take Yuji to realize that? How long did it take Sachi? Probably day fucking 1. But she won't say anything. And I'm sure once we figure out, we'll ask, why didn't you say anything? And she'll probably give some vague answer of, well, I mean, if you wanted to remember me, you would have. Kind of thing. I don't know. Grasping at straws here. I sort of fuck. Come on, what does it look like I'm doing? Picking up the trash. I mean, next time I come here to play, wouldn't it be nicer to find the place clean? She was the sort of kid who'd actually go around picking up the garbage scattered around the playground after playing. I think she was younger than me, but her sheer energy and forceful personality made it feel like the opposite. The girl was a genuine tomboy, constantly laughing and running around. Pretty much the polar opposite of our docile maid-like Sachi. I had a feeling her parents died and that made her just kind of go into this direction. I'm guessing that's her trauma.
どうかされましたか、風見さん。
That's just my guess. Her parents died, she has trauma, she misses them a lot. Because she got a lot of praise from them from cleaning up, she does that in earnest to expect that praise that she longs from her parents that she'll never get again. I hope I'm not right. I hope so. Because if not, this fucking game will probably make me cry again. No, it's nothing.
そうですか。
But still, it's pretty unusual for me to remember something from before I met my master. Since my memories before that point are pretty much all ones I'd rather erase from my mind. In the otherwise quiet classroom, the constant movement of pen on paper is the only real sound. After lunch, Sachi and I picked up the testing where we left off yesterday.
あ、風見先輩、今変なところ見てませんでした？
What was that change in voice? And honorific. Sachi suddenly covers her chest with both hands, as if only now realizing that I'm watching her.
もう私の学力を調べてやるなんて言って本当は別の目的があったんじゃないですか？
Are you channeling a Mane? are you channeling Michiru? Are you channeling who? What the fuck? Continuing in the same tone, she offers me a what? That's a word. That is 100% a word.
Coquettish.
Coquettish, behaving in such a way as to suggest a playful sexual attraction. Flirtatious. Oh my god. Coquettish. Oh my god. Of course! This fucking game can't go like 2 minutes without some kind of sexual reference. Continuing in the same tone, she offers me a coquettish smile. And what if I am? Oh, got her there.
いいですよ。風見先輩がどうしてもって言うなら、女の子のこと、私が教えてあげます。
No, we're not all of a sudden having a sex ed class. Spurred on by the intimate atmosphere of a one-on-one meeting, a younger girl summons up her courage and makes a flirtatious approach. Normally, this is exactly the sort of gift horse no red-blooded man would think twice about accepting, but... Wonder why I'm not getting even slightly in the mood.
可愛い後輩が頑張って勇気を出してるのに、その反応はないんじゃないですか?
She's 100% channeling Amane. Okay, you can stop the act.
わかりました。
Once I give the signal, Sachi's attitude snaps instantly back to normal.
やはり私の演技力不足が原因でしょうか?
No. If anything, I think you were a bit too convincing. If I didn't know Sachi, I'm pretty sure I would have bought that as her real personality. But since I do, the contrast was kind of bizarre.
となると、羞恥心をかなぐり捨てる勢いで熱演したのが裏目に出てしまったかもしれませんね。
Do you have any sense of shame to cast aside in the first place?
何を言うんですか、風見さん。羞恥心の代名詞とも言われる私を捕まえて。
Sachi, you have twice stripped down to nothing but lingerie. In front of us. You've offered to have a bath with us twice. You're most certainly not shy. Not sure if I agree with you there. In my experience, shy people don't generally take their clothes off in front of others. And she did do that. A few times. Actually, no, she stripped in front of us like 3 times. Oh no, actually, she's appeared to us in lingerie 3 times. Stripped in front of us once. The other time, the first time she showed up to class in it. The second time we turned her back and she had taken her maid outfit off and used it as a mop. But the third time she was stripping. She did in fact strip in front of us just so she could be more efficient with her time. I'm doing my laundry, gonna start getting that in, so I'll strip down to get ready for my bath at the same time. Because of course, you're not Sachi. You are not shy. Not at all. Ooh, sorry.
それは恥ずかしいことじゃないじゃないですか。
Huh. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Also, just really kind of just, this is honestly just weird, and this is totally, well, most certainly like an off-topic-esque thing, sorta, maybe. Is there really any difference between people wearing swimsuits and people wearing their underwear in front of others? Because they generally do the same thing. Many boxers are comparable to swim trunks, and bikinis easily comparable, at least just in look, to bra and panties. Yet, people are more comfortable being seen in one versus the other. That's just a thought. When, in kind of practice, they are fulfilling the same objective. Many of them look alike. Some could potentially be confused for the other, depending on the design. Yet, people are more comfortable to be seen in, just seen in swimsuits versus underwear. And I think that's solely just from the labeling of it. That's just kind of a thought. I've seen the joke meme about it online a lot. But that is a thought. People are more embarrassed to be seen in their underwear than seen in swimsuits, even though swimsuits cover the exact amount of everything as underwear does. Then again, there are many different styles of swimwear that can cover different things, but then that same argument also applies with underwear. Some show more, some show less. There's your shower thought for today. Or maybe it's because you expect to be seen in one and not the other, so that's why people are more embarrassed by it. You're more expecting to be seen wearing swim trunks by other people as compared to underwear. I mean, I could walk outside in a pair of swim trunks, no problem. I'm not gonna walk outside in a pair of frickin' boxers. No, thank you. I ain't that confident. Does she seriously believe that? The girl's definitely something else. Although in this case, that's not necessarily a compliment.
それよりどうして先輩心をくすぐるちょっとわがままな後輩になりきってくれなんてお願いをされたんですか?
What? Yuji, what the fuck? Right. Guess it was sort of my modest attempt at getting back at you for coming so well prepared.
テストの予習をしてきてはいけなかったのでしょうか?
Oh no, why are you having a roleplay fantasy while you're just giving her a fucking test? Well, the point of this is to determine the limits of your academic ability. But the more you study, the more those limits go up, right? At this rate, the testing might never actually end.
なるほど、そういうことだったんですね。
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm giving her problems even harder than yesterday's, and she's still working her way smoothly through every question.
すみません。私そこまで気が回りませんでした。
No, it's my fault for not saying anything about cramming beforehand. Just try not to approach this quite so seriously from now on.
はい、わかりました。
Why'd you get so close? Oh, that's why. I briefly drop my hand onto Sachi's head as we speak, and soon receive a smile in return.
それと参考までにお聞きしたいのですが、
What?
先ほどの具体的な指定は風見さんの好みと考えていいのでしょうか？
Game. This fucking game. Ah! No. It's just that the younger woman I've known tended to act something like that.
それをどうして私に？
Well, when I was talking to you in the courtyard earlier, I remembered one in particular. Struck me that this girl was pretty much the exact opposite of an obedient maid type like you, Sachi. I kinda got interested in seeing if you could pull it off. Well, if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, the part about tickling the hearts of older men might have been tacked on for other reasons. You're a fucking pervert! Oh no, it wasn't curiosity. I wasn't thinking with that brain. I was thinking with that brain. Yeah. So anyway, that's not particularly my type or anything.
わかりました。
Apparently satisfied with my explanation, Sachi closes her eyes and nods deeply. That's a very familiar gesture, but it's rare for her to ask this many questions of me in the first place. By the way, what do you think about that sort of person? When I ask for Sachi's thoughts as an extension of this little experiment, she pauses for a moment before replying. Her expression's suddenly grown serious.
やっぱりわがままを言うのは悪いことだと思います。
She doesn't like how she was back then. Probably has something to do with what happened with her parents, so now she's gonna be 100% selfless to make up for that, right? Bad thing, eh?
はい。
I've noticed before that Sachi's judgments tend to be delivered in simple black and white terms. In particular, she has something of a habit of dividing things between the good and the bad. I'd always thought of it as a minor quirk, but from the strange emphasis she places on those words, I'm beginning to think it might be a central part of her worldview. Well, I guess that's enough of a break. Let's get back to the tests.
わかりました。
Deciding to refocus on the reason we're here, I cut off our meandering conversation. Sachi responds by promptly turning her notebook to a fresh page of paper.
ではこの続きはどうしましょう。昨日のように一つの教科書を順番に解いていきますか？
No. I'm gonna jump a few steps and start giving you problems from material we're not scheduled to learn in this school.
わあ、 さすが S の化身と呼ばれる風見さんです。従順な後輩にも容赦がありません。
Why? Too early for this. Why? It always comes back to this. Every time. Don't really have a choice. You're just that good.
今度は明らかな褒め殺しです。こうして飴と鞭を使い分けられていくうちに、私は風見さんに籠絡されてしまうんですね。
I get it, Sachi. You wanna fuck. Okay, that's more than enough of that. I'm giving you the problems now. Alright?
はい。
I've been hearing this fucking music more in her route than Michiru's. As the scenery outside begins to take on the orange tint of early twilight, Sachi's pen comes to a halt after the last problem of the day. Solved it?
答えは出たのですが、合っている自信はあまりありません。
Haven't seen her this uncertain about a problem yet, but let's see. Picking up Sachi's notebook, I compare her work against the answer in the collection of problems.
どうでしょうか。
It's correct.
それなら良かったです。
Apparently, Sachi's lack of confidence was genuine rather than an attempt at modesty, judging from the way she slumps back in her chair with a relieved smile. From the look of things, she might finally make her first mistake tomorrow.
今日はたくさん頭を使ったので、少し疲れてしまいました。
In that case, let's take it easy for a little while. I'll buy you something to drink.
それでしたら。
What? If you want some soda in particular, better say it now.
いえ、そっちのリクエストではなく。
Hesitantly mumbling vague words, Sachi doodles small circles on her notebook paper. I see. So that's what this is about. Taking an educated guess from Sachi's attitude, I gently bring my hand to rest on top of her head. You did good today, Sachi. And this time, I begin to slowly stroke her hair back and forth. I like head pats and head rubs. Sachi lets out a quiet sigh as her eyes fall closed. Must have tickled a bit. You make the same face every time I do this, you know that? Reminds me of a kitten having its face cleaned by its mother.
それだけ愛くるしいということでしょうか。
I mean, yes, you are adorable. By which I mean you're just that defenseless. Oh my god, dude.
そうですね。今の私なら無条件降伏もあり得る場面です。
Oh my god, Sachi. To what? Alright, that about enough?
はい、ありがとうございました。
I finally stop petting Sachi once my hand grows warm from the motion. She responds with a polite little bow of thanks. Kind of an odd request, though. Not like having your head stroked is going to help with your fatigue, is it?
そんなことはありません。風見さんの手は栄養ドリンク10本にも勝ります。
Jesus Christ. That effect? Impressively forceful and earnest words, although I can't say that makes them any less bizarre. But still, I gotta watch my step around this girl. Lately, these little petting sessions have started to feel oddly pleasant on my end as well. Alright, so we're done with the testing for today. You have any other plans?
7時からマキちゃんと一緒にテレビを見る約束をしています。
In that case, let's get back to the dorm before she starts throwing a temper tantrum.
はい。
The instant we entered the dorm, Makina's shouting in our faces, almost as if she foresaw the exact moment of our return.
あれ、まだ約束の時間には早いよね。ところがどっこい、今回はお届け物なのよさ。
Huh? Sorry, I'm... Like I said, I am very tired. As she speaks, Makina holds something out to Sachi.
このマグロマンの宿敵カルビ将軍のストラップが付けられた携帯ってサッチーのだよな。
Sachi dropped her cell phone? When?
そうだけど、これどこで？さっき晩ご飯前のお風呂に行ってきたのだけれど、湯船の中でダイビング決めてたところを保護したのよさ。
Oh, get that fucker into rice.
へえ、携帯もダイビングするんだね。
Or maybe you just dropped it when you were cleaning?
あ、さすが風見さん、中村さん顔負けの名推理です。
Who the hell is Nakamura? I don't know. I don't know. Who the hell is Mr. Nakamura? Okay, me and Yuji are on the same page again on this. Putting aside that particular mystery, it's pretty surprising that Sachi didn't realize it was missing.
で、それを見つけたところまでは良かったのだけど、この携帯完全に黙秘を決め込んじゃってるのよ。
Going underwater is probably going to be fatal unless you have some special waterproof model.
それなら、
Accepting her cell phone from Makina, Sachi gently slides it inside her clothing.
なんで懐？
She's wearing the shirt. She just like fucking open that up and go like that with one. Whatever. I know girls put stuff there.
ほら、温めたら電源が入るかなと思って。
Not exactly how that works, but okay. Just to be sure, that was an attempt at a joke, right?
そこを突っ込むのは野暮ってもんなのよ。ちょっと天然入っちゃってる感じがサッチンの魅力なのだから。
I see. Alright, Sachi, forget I asked.
なんでしょう。私の伺い知らないところで自分のキャラがどんどん解約されているような気がするのですが。
大丈夫大丈夫、大体合っているし。
そうなのかな。
I'm sure your image is important too, but I think you should be more worried about getting a replacement for that phone as soon as possible. You never know when you'll really need it.
そうですね。早めに電気屋さんへ行ってみます。
With those words, Sachi retrieves the dead cell phone from her bosom and returns it to its usual place in her pocket.
で、どうする？せっかくこの場に居合わせたのだから、お兄ちゃんも一緒にテレビ見てくか？
Well, can't say I have any plans, but...
だったら一緒にマグロマンを応援するのよさ。
Oh no, more tuna fish man? Is he gonna keep throwing him, himself at General Spare Ribs? Tuna Fish Man is a Sunday morning show, right? And more importantly, wouldn't it be kind of creepy if I really did start cheering on fresh fish superheroes with you?
全くです。
I'll peel you like a banana here and now, you bogus maid.
大変です、マキちゃん。私今明らかな低層の危機に直面しています。
What the fuck? Sure as hell aren't acting like it.
お？私のぺったんこな胸に渦巻くこ
No!
の感情は何なのよ？
Fuck! Why? What is this game? Fucking why? I'm too tired to deal with this shit today.
よくわかんねえけど、こう大事に育てた娘をどこぞの馬の骨に取られた46歳父って感じがするのよさ。
What kind of description is this? This is such an oddly specific fucking thing. What the What was this localization team doing? Oh god. Oh, Christ. What insanity awaits me next? There's no such thing as a woman who hates being complimented. One day, when I casually complimented my master's appearance, she praised me in return with those words. From what she told me, the rule applies even to women who claim to dislike flattery. Sometimes complaining is just another way of reacting to happiness.
も、ユージ。
Hello there, Michiru. Your famous twin tails are looking particularly good this morning.
はあ？いきなり何言ってるのよ。あんたなんかに褒められても全然嬉しくないんだから。
Michiru, whose gimmick is a prickly soon attitude, may say this. But judging from the way she's happily playing with her hair as she skips up the stairs, I don't think my master spoke in error. I'm pretty sure I picked up a knack for this sort of thing unconsciously at a fairly young age. playing outside for hours at a time to escape the awkward atmosphere at home, I developed a sly habit of I'm losing it. I'm gonna be slow on the uptake today.
Ingratiating.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought it was. If you're too tired for this, then why are you playing it today instead of taking the weekend off, and consider this a good idea when we know itself? Hey, Nick. Guess if I were to take the day off, or at least the days off, because I'm working late at night, I would be losing out on 5 streams. And I don't want to lose out on getting through games. I don't want to keep doing that. Plus, I want to be here and see you guys. So how you doing, Nick? I'll wake up eventually. I developed a sly habit of ingratiating myself with the other kids through lavish praise. Awesome, I can't believe you can do that! Or, you got 100 points on the test? It's amazing! Or whatever else seemed called for. Looking back on it, I was kind of a creepy little brat in that respect. But as long as I kept up the compliments, nobody tried to harm me, and there were even some eccentrics who'd actively play with an otherwise gloomy little introvert like me. Okay, watch carefully. Here goes. Hiya! Well, did I pull it off? Thanks. I don't think it's that amazing, but today's the first time I managed it. I wanted to show you first, Yukun. Probably his friend. Of course, since I'd always thought of myself as a worthless scrap left over after the formation of my genius sister, I was probably pretty sincere in believing everyone I met superior to me. Jesus.
おはようございます、風見さん。
Yeah. And here we have an exemplary personification of my master's teaching. Given an open choice of any reward, Sachi specifically requested my praise. It's probably safe to say she fundamentally longs to be complimented.
それで、今風見さんの頭の中では、みちる様がどのようなあられもない姿に？
I'd love to hear how you arrived at that question.
みちる様を見送った後の風見さんが何やら難しい顔で考えているようでしたので。
Let me get this straight. You think a complex expression on my face means I'm indulging in obscene delusions?
はい。
And sometimes, I wonder if she fundamentally longs to be smacked upside the head.
話は変わるのですが、今日のテストも1時からでよかったですよね。
That's right. But like I said yesterday, no cramming for this one.
はい。午前中は昨日のお掃除の続きをやる予定になっていますから、予習をする時間もありません。
You're still making the rounds?
自分が使う場所は綺麗だった方が嬉しいですから。
With those words, Sachi pumps her fist slightly into the air, still clutching her broom. Maybe it's because she's able to wear this uniform more frequently during vacation, but the girl seems to be turning into an even more of a maid by temperament. Well, devoting yourself to volunteer work is all well and good. Make sure you don't give yourself a heat stroke out there.
はい、熱中しないように他のことを考えながら頑張ります。
No. Don't just think about it. I think I'm gonna have to check up on her later for safety's sake. Yes, good. Good idea. A little before 1 p.m., a harsh, familiar electronic buzz from my breast pocket interrupts the leisurely afternoon. JB, huh? After a moment of faint electronic noise, I hear a low, steady voice on the other end of the line. Her tone is enough to tell me that this is a phone call from my superior, not my guardian. No worries. I'm by myself at the moment. Judging from the hurried way JB's speaking, it seems this particular call may not have been planned in advance. Something serious might have come up unexpectedly. Do we have something troublesome on our hands? In other words, you want me as insurance in case things go south? I'll be ready in 5. Don't thank me before a job. It's bad luck. Anyway, where do you need me? Affirmative. Placing the black cell phone on top of my desk, I quickly begin to change into my work clothes. Well, that's crappy timing. I don't have any problem with doing the job I'm paid for, but I had plans with Sachi in the immediate future. And I can't just call her to let her know since her cell phone's out of commission. Please be in the dorm. I throw open my door with a little prayer, startling Sachi as she's sweeping the lobby. Sachi! Good timing!
落ち着いてください、風見さん。脱ぎたてのメイド服が必要だというなら、
Sorry, I don't have time to play along with stupid jokes right now.
今、何かあったんですか?
Yeah, I just got called to work. Important job came up out of nowhere.
ということは、今日のテストは中止ですよね。
As Sachi murmurs those words, there's a clear shade of regret on her face. It's one of the more easily comprehensible expressions I've ever seen from the normally poker-faced Sachi. No, I'm not canceling, but I need to change the plan a bit. I hadn't been planning to say anything of the sort, but I find the words coming out of my mouth naturally. That look on her face probably had a lot to do with it.
それで大丈夫なんですか?
Yeah. JB said the job's gonna be quick, so I should be back in a few hours.
わかりました。そういうことでしたら、私は全然構いません。
Alright. Wait for me at the usual place, Sachi. Let's say 5 p.m.
そうなると、少し遅れてしまうかもしれませんが、構いませんか?
Slightly late? She have some other plans for this afternoon? Fine by me. There's a possibility I'll be a little late myself, so don't worry about it.
ありがとうございます。では、17時にいつもの場所でお待ちしています。
Yeah, that's a promise. I'll definitely make it.
はい。
After giving Sachi a quick pat on the head, I immediately rush out the front door. Eyes fixed on my cell phone screen, I follow the directions JB sent me to the letter. When specifying a rendezvous point through electronic means, the instructions are always split into multiple parts in such a way that it's impossible to determine the end location without cross-referencing every message. Apparently, this is a security measure of some sort, but it's an incredible pain in the ass for the person actually receiving the orders. As I draw near to my initial destination, a second set of instructions arrives. The map attached to the new email bears a single red dot. There we are. Overlaying the map with a visual scan of my surroundings, I determine the point in question indicates a small public park. This isn't my first time in this neighborhood, but I never knew there was a park here. I met that kid in a park not too different from this one, back in the days when I was a gloomy brat without any real friends. My sister was a prodigy, especially as an artist, and the most I could do was stay out of her way. So I made a daily routine of heading off to a public park with a playground located a few miles away from our house. I went out of my way to choose one a good distance away. Killed a little more time walking out and back, and better still, nobody there knew who I was. When I was idling around in that playground, I didn't have to deal with people comparing me to my older sister, and I didn't have to listen to my father's vicious insults. I guess you could say it was the closest thing I had to a safe space. But the days spent playing with sand by myself didn't last that long. One day, that girl marched right up to me. I don't remember much of the conversation, except for the conclusion.
Okay then, let's play together.
Wasn't asking either. Without giving me time to think it over, she pulled me around that tiny park all day long. She was an unbelievably pushy kid, to be sure. Laughed and smiled more than anyone else I'd ever known. But she never asked me more about myself than I wanted to tell. In other words, playing with her wasn't too bad on my end either. Before I knew it, I was headed to that park specifically for that purpose. Of course, that only lasted a short while before that day came, but I think that kid was a major reason I was able to endure everything I was going through back then. Okay, this really isn't the time to get all sentimental. As if to reinforce the point, a white minivan with a subtly different atmosphere draws to a halt a little ways away. Take care of the job first, think later.
はい、到着。お疲れ様。
Sure. Roused from a half-conscious state by JB's voice, I remove my sleep mask and step out of the car. Appreciate you dropping me off at the school and all. I gotta say, this car's a little too conspicuous. Noisy on top of flashy.
そこが羽馬のいいところじゃない。
Okay, you have a fucking Mustang. We get it. JB drives an American muscle car. Don't think I'll ever understand your sense of aesthetics. Well, I guess she's probably not alone. I can picture Amane's eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. Heaving a small sigh, I glance to my side, where JB is currently peering through the gate into the school grounds. Looking for something in particular?
ほら、 今日は誰もお迎えがいないのかなと思ってね。
Figured as much. Look, JB, I do understand the urge to mess around with the younger generation. I'd really appreciate it if you could resist the impulse to make my life harder.
何よ、人がせっかく女性関係を潤してあげようとしているのに。
If you're that concerned about my libido, how about you help me out?
怖い。青い衝動の餌食にならないうちにお姉さんは退散しないと。
Giving me a little shove on the back as she passes by, JB slides smoothly back into the driver's seat of her car.
それじゃあまたね、ユージ。
Hold it, woman! Or not. JB really lives for these little visits, doesn't she? But since she took me here directly, I'm back a good 15 minutes before 5. I'll be in plenty of time to meet up with Sachi. No reason to show up in my work uniform then. Might as well change first. When I arrive precisely on time, I find the classroom completely empty. Pretty unusual for Sachi, who makes a habit of showing up at the exact time specified. Come to think of it, she did say she might be a little late. Guess I'll wait for a while. Okay, she's really late. Half dozing in the chair I flopped down onto some time ago, I mumble to myself and glance up at the clock. It's a solid hour past the time we agreed to meet. At this point, you'd expect some sort of contact. Might as well see if any of the others know anything. When I return to the dorm, Makina's standing by the shoe rack. The instant I push the door open, she swiftly hides something or other inside. I'm not gonna tell you to not play pranks on Michiru and Sakaki, but keep it in moderation, alright?
寮内の誰しもが持っているユミちゃんとチルチルのハプニングシーンが見たいという潜在欲求。そこにつけ込む私は悪い女なのよさ。
Right, sure. Fascinating. On a different note, do you know where Sachi went?
はい？お兄ちゃんこそ今日はサッチンと遊ぶ約束をしてたんじゃないのよ。
That was the plan, but I waited for an hour after the time we set and she never showed up.
それはおかしいのよ。サッチンはその身をマリアナ海溝に沈められたとしても絶対に遅刻しない女なのよさ。
Oh, sorry, needed to stretch. Heard a good few snaps. Ooh. Oh man, my eyes hurt. I'm gonna be right back. Gotta get myself a fresh tea. This one's gotten pretty cold. So yeah, I shall be right back. Alright, fresh tea has been made. That isn't as cold. I'll just let it cool a little bit down so I'm not burning my mouth trying to drink it. And we'll continue on. Right, which is why I thought something else might have come up.
できることならそういえばと言ってあげたいところなのだけれど、私は何も聞いていないのよ。
Sure you didn't ask her for a favor or something?
今日は見てないのよさ。
Huh. I see. This doesn't look very promising, but just in case, I should try our other classmates as well. Sorry, Machina, but can you help me round up the others?
キャプテン。
Fortunately, the other three were still in the dorm, so it didn't take long to collect everyone in the lobby. Sorry about the sudden meeting, but... do any of you have any idea where Sachi's gotten to?
さっちゃん、そういえば今日は午後から見てないわね。私も見てないけど。
How about you, Sakaki?
小峰さんなら3時過ぎくらいに寮を出ていくのを見かけたわよ。
それは本当なのよ。
ええ、制服を着ていたから今日も風見くんと勉強するものだと思っていたけれど、違った？
Hard to say. We promised to meet in the classroom at 5, but Sachi never showed.
それはおかしいわね。
Okay, that was weird. You all said it at once. Sorry, guys. Something just kind of semi came up. Let's try to keep it up right there. Perfect. I should probably get a cell phone stand just so I can hold that thing up a little easier. As soon as the words leave my mouth, 3 voices respond in an uneasy chorus. Apparently, I'm not the only one more than a little surprised by Sachi blowing off a prearranged meeting.
あのさ、一ついい？
After a moment of silence, Michiru raises her hand tentatively into the air. What is it, Michiru? Some relevant information come to mind?
情報っていうか、この問題を一発で解決しちゃう方法があると思うんだけど、言っちゃってもいい？本当？やるじゃん、みちる。まあ、大したことはないと思うんだけど、私ならではみたいな。
I see. By all means, please share your insight with us.
ふふふふふふ。い 主にそこまでお願いされちゃ仕方ないわよね。いいから早く言えよ、パツキン。キおお、すっげえ睨まれた。いい？一度しか言わないから、みんな食いしばってよく聞きなさいよ。食いしばってどうするのよ。ズバリサチの携帯に電話すれば一発解決間違いなしよ。
Her phone's dead, idiot!
どう？すごいでしょ。ってあれ？みんなしてなんでやっちゃったみたいな顔してるの？実際やっちゃってるからじゃね？嘘。
もしかして松島さんの案ってそれだけだった
そうだけど、私何か変なこと言った？
変なことというより、その案はみんなを集める前に試しているのが前提なんじゃない？
うぐ。
In the first place, Sachi's phone is out of commission at the moment.
サチの携帯壊れちゃったの？
Yeah, it was discovered diving in the bathtub just last night.
したのよさ。へえ、それはさすがに知らなかったな。あはあはは。
It's fine, Michiru. I mean, good suggestion. Definitely one we would have already tried if she had a working cell phone, but hey, you tried. That's the main thing. Sorry, just gonna answer this real quick. A weak attempt at a smile plastered awkwardly across her face. Michiru shrinks before our eyes.
みちるにしては目の付けどころは悪くなかったんだけど
Yeah,
ね。
actually, it was a good idea, technically.
いいのよ、あまね。どうせ私は三島崎一不幸なツインテールなんだから。
Michiru!
ずいぶん狭い範囲の一番ね。
まあ、そうへこむなよ、チルチル。人生そんなに悪いことばかりじゃないのよさ。あんたに慰められると余計惨めになるのはなんでだろう。失礼な。私がなけなしの優しさをかけているというのに。
Fucking Machina. Maybe it was a mistake to bring these people into the discussion in the first place.
でもそう考えたら結構まずくない？さっちゃんと連絡がつかない状況なんでしょ？
やっぱ警察とかに連絡した方がいいのかな。
Okay, that's kind of going a little too far.
私たちにとっては一大事だとしても、数時間いなくなった程度では警察は動いてくれないわよ。それに小峰さんだって子供じゃないんだし、 この時間から警察に連絡というのは少し大げさすぎるんじゃないか
Yeah,
し
it
ら。
would be an overreaction to jump immediately to calling the cops. She did tell me she might be late, for one thing.
それならなおさらね。
Nodding with evident conviction, Sakaki closes her eyes. Objectively speaking, her argument is definitely reasonable.
榊さんの言う通りかもね。
Michiru and Makina seem to reach the same conclusion. The group looks silently in my direction, anticipating a decision. Okay, let's wait and see for a moment. If Sachi still isn't back by this evening, I'll get in touch with the principal and ask her about the next step.
そうね、それが一番いいと思う。
私もそう思うのよ。私も。
Good, good. Oh, sorry. There we are. Alright then. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the classroom and try waiting for Sachi there. But I'd like a volunteer to contact me in case she comes back to the dorm instead.
じゃあその役は私がやるのよさ。
私もマキナとここに残るわ。さっちゃんのことは心配だしね。
それなら私とユミコは外を探してくるわよ。
勝手に決めないでもらえるかしら。
Accept it, Yumiko.
そんなこと
It's
言って
happening.
どうせ一人で行くつもりだったんでしょ。
それは。
She's not as cold-hearted as she started out to be. She hasn't pulled out the box cutter since the common route. Since these four have spent considerably more time living with Sachi, there's no question that they understand her better than I do. Considering that, there's no reason to refuse their help when it's voluntarily offered. Sorry for the hassle. I appreciate this.
お兄ちゃんも大船に乗ったつもりで任務を遂行するのよ。
Yeah. This late already? Before I know it, the hour hands crept past 9. Still no sign of Sachi, and no word from the others. This is getting beyond weird and into worrisome territory.
ユージ、
When I return to the dorm, Amane and Makina jump up from their positions watching the doorway and rush over.
それでどうだったのよ。サチは戻ってきた？
No. She didn't come to the classroom at least.
そっか。
Their shoulders droop simultaneously at the news.
私は商店街の方を見てきたけど、サチらしい子はいなかった。
駅前の方でもそれらしい姿は見かけなかったわね。
Beads of sweat running down their foreheads, Michiru and Sakaki offer similar reports in identical tones of regret and concern. I see. Sorry to make you run around in this heat.
勘違いしないでよね。ユージのためじゃなくて、サチのためにやっただけなんだから。
Okay, that's a good tsundere right there. That's a good tsundere reaction.
Nido, 今のどうだったユミコ？
Yeah, that was good. Now that you pointed it out, you ruined it.
私に感想を求めないでもらえるかしら。ミチルのツンデレ具合はどうでもいいけど、これで さっちゃんが行方不明になっちゃった可能性は高くなってきたわね。
やっぱりチズチズに相談してみるのよ。
Yeah, you're right. Taking out my cell phone, I dialed the principal's private number from memory.
はい。
It's me. Sorry to call so late.
あなたが携帯に電話してくるなんて何かあった？
To summarize matters concisely, Sachi's gone missing.
小峰さんが？
Yeah. We made pretty clear plans, but she stood me up. Hasn't come back to the dorm since.
小峰さんが約束をね。
There's a slight hit of tension in the principal's voice now. Apparently, we're not the only ones surprised by the idea of Sachi blowing off an appointment like this.
それで時間にするとどれくらいの間いなくなっているの？
The last time anyone saw her would be a good 6 hours ago. And unfortunately, she doesn't have a cell phone on her at the moment.
そう。連絡がつかないのは困ったわね。
That'd be why I'm reporting to you. As principal of this school, what do you think we should do about this?
そうね。
After this brief response, there's a moment of silence.
まずは小峰さんのお家に状況を連絡してそちらの意向を確認するわ。
Seems like a bit of a leisurely approach, frankly.
少し変わっていると言ってもこの学園も国が認める学校機関の一つ。対処の手順は変わらないわ。
Right. Well, unquestionably, the correct judgment is the leader of her organization.
ただあなたの危惧している事態を避けるために私個人としての手は打たせてもらいます。
Ah, so that's it. Considering how rapidly she formulated this calm and rational approach to the situation, it's probably safe to trust Chizuru's judgment on the specific details. Guess you're not sitting in the most comfortable chair in the building for nothing.
お褒めの言葉ありがとう。
Okay, I understand what you're thinking in general, but what should we be doing right now?
おとなしく私の連絡を待ってと言いたいところだけどそれは無理な話でしょうね。
If you know we're not gonna wait patiently, put us to work. Make us do something, honestly. You imagined correctly. Good job.
これでも6人の学生を受け持つ教育者だもの。
That you are.
ただあなた以外の子たちには夜間の外出は控えるように伝えてちょうだい。
Fair enough. Fair enough. Clearly, Yuji has a particular set of skills. So, let him be the one to run around and do things, while the rest sit there and just wait calmly. Right. That's probably wise. Reckless action could very well end up expanding the scale of our problem.
それじゃ何か動きがあったらすぐに連絡させてもらうわね。
Yeah, please do. Cutting off the call immediately, I slide my phone shut and push it back into my pocket.
どうだったユージ？
She's gonna get in touch with Sachi's family first and talk with her guardians about how to proceed.
やっぱりそうなるわよね。
Yeah. After all, there must be some relatively complicated family circumstances involved if they're sending their child to this kind of school. She promised to get in touch immediately if there's any major developments.
つまりそれまでは何もするなということね。
More or less.
それはどうしてなのよ。みんなで外に出てサチンを探した方がいいのよさ。
Sorry. I'll handle that.
どうしてお兄ちゃん一人だけなのよ。
私たちが小峰さんを探すと二次災害を引き起こす可能性があるからよ。
二次災 災害
Like you guys getting lost or hurt.
女の子が夜中に出歩いてると、それこそ行方不明になっちゃうかもしれないってことよ。
Okay, you took that in a terrible place, but yes, that too.
ああ、なるほど。それなら心配いらないのよ。私にはお兄ちゃんから習ったスーパー護身術があるのよさ。
Doesn't work that way, hon. You're still like 4 feet tall. Sorry, not good enough.
待ってるのは嫌なのよ。私はサッチンが心配なのよさ。
Makina's voice is unusually fraught with emotion, and small tears of frustration are forming in the corners of her eyes. She's the same age as Sachi, and plays with her more than anyone else. Makina might as well be the most upset out of all of us right now.
ねえマキナ、あんたの気持ちもわかるけど、今はユージに任せよ。さっちゃんだってその間に戻ってくるかもしれないんだしさ。
わかったのよさ。
Clinging tightly to Amane from behind, Makina slowly begins to regain her composure. As long as these two are together, I probably don't have to worry about her doing anything reckless. Okay, I'm gonna head out and look for Sachi.
あんたも気をつけなさいよ。最近は変なやつが多いんだから。
Right. Answering Michiru's anxious words with a nod, I walk up to Sakaki, who's been standing a little apart from the rest of the group. Giving her a light tap on the shoulder, I lean in and speak in a low voice. Sakaki, if something comes up while I'm gone, I want you to take charge.
なんで私が
Because I trust your judgment in a crisis. If Amane and Michiru lose their heads and try to do something reckless, I'm depending on you to step in and stop them.
相変わらずずるい言い方だ。
Yeah, sorry about that. Taking note of the slight redness in Sakaki's cheeks, I leave the dorm at a run, silently thanking my master for her insight. Alright, first problem is... where do I start? I don't know why Sachi vanished, or where she went this afternoon. I've effectively got nothing in the way of specific clues to work off. Given that, my only real option is to speculate based off her normal pattern of activity. I'm no expert there. Might as well take another look in the classroom. After a brisk journey to the school building, I peek into our classroom, my heart pounding more from tension than the exercise. It's silent, dark, and totally empty. Not here after all. But still, there's always the possibility that Sachi will wander in here while I'm out looking for her. To protect against the risk that we'll pass each other by, I should probably leave her a message of some sort. Grabbing a thick piece of paper from a supply closet, I write, Sachi, if you see this, head back to the dorm right away, in large letters with a permanent marker. That done, I secured the note in the middle of the blackboard with a few pieces of tape. That should do it. A moment later, my personal cell phone rings shrilly in my pocket. That you, Chizuru?
小峰さんの保護者と話せたから連絡しようと思って。
And?
できる限り表立った動きは控えてほしいと言っていたけど、最終的な判断は学園に任せるとのことだったわ。
I see. From the sound of it, Sachi's family does indeed have some complicated circumstances of their own. So what's the next step for you?
まずは県内の警察署に片っ端から連絡して
女の子を保護した話がないか確認するわ。
I see. Same thing you pulled when I arrived here.
ええ。うちの学生はいろんな意味で有名だから話は早いはずよ。
Good to hear, I think.
それでも手がかりが得られなかった場合は正式に捜索願いを出すことになるでしょうけどね。
Right. Hypothetically speaking, if Sachi's left the prefecture, a larger scale effort involving sheer numbers and brute power would become necessary.
その間もあなたは一人で小峰さんを探すつもり？
I'm the one who promised to meet up with her. I've got a responsibility to find out what happened.
そうね。それじゃあまた何か動きがあったら連絡するわ。
Appreciate it. Hopefully that'll get us some information. On the other hand, if she comes up empty, we run smack into a demoralizing dead end. Unless, of course, I find a new lead first. For now, that's all I need to be thinking about. Alright, guess I'll see if the others have any ideas about places Sachi frequents. This tension reminds me of the job. But unlike those neatly defined missions, it's a frustrating hunt in the dark, groping blindly for clues. And this time, I'm not chasing down some faceless target I'll never know. The person I'm searching for is a classmate. A friend. Pressing the cell phone to my ear, I sprint down the hallway, trying to drown out my uneasiness through mindless motion. It's the next day. Ooh, that's loud. The instant I push open the front door, Makina and Michiru rush up unexpectedly. Where the fuck did she go? Like, seriously, where did she go? No. I tried everywhere you suggested she might go, and all the public gathering spots I can think of. No sign of her.
じゃあ学園長からの連絡は？
She let me know that none of the police stations in the prefecture are looking after a girl. Nothing since then. Understandably enough, the two grow downcast as I speak. Sakaki and Amane might have hung back instead of rushing up to interrogate me, but it seems the news has a similar effect on them. I hear small, frustrated sighs from their direction. No. Even before the words are out of her mouth, Makina's yanking at my sleeve with impatient little jerks.
待ってマキナ。さっちゃんのことが心配なのはわかるけど、少しユージも休ませてあげよう。一晩中外を探してくれてたんだしさ。
Yeah, fair enough. He has in fact been out all fucking night. The dude's going off with no sleep.
そうだったのよさ。自分勝手なことばかり言ってごめんなさいなのよ、お兄ちゃん。
No, there's nothing to apologize for. That's the natural reaction. Doesn't matter how much time I spent outside. There's no getting around the fact that I didn't find Sachi.
それからユージはこれで体拭いて。
Appreciate it. Catching the towel, Amane tosses in my direction. I wipe cold rainwater from my hair and shoulders.
それが終わったらお風呂に入って体を温めること。最悪シャワーでもいいから。
Big tip, rule of survival. If you're out wherever and you're soaking wet, if you do not have any dry clothes to change into, keep your wet clothes on. Especially if you don't have any kind of fire to try to dry them off or yourself off. If you have nothing warm to change into, keep the wet stuff on. Because at least with that stuff on, it'll still insulate you enough. Compared to if you were to take the wet stuff off, then you're starting as cold with nothing to cushion that. So you'll just get even colder quicker. So yeah, if you got wet socks, if you don't have a pair of dry socks on you, and you're still out and about, keep the wet ones on. It's gonna be uncomfortable. You'll still be cold. But it's better than the alternative. Thankfully, Yuji, has access to all of his stuff here, so he can warm up and get into warm, dry clothes. Don't really feel like it right now.
気分じゃなくても入るの。いくら体力に自信があったって風邪をひいちゃう可能性はあるんだから。
Very true. Alright. Her argument's logical, and she delivered it with such a painfully stoic expression that I can't bring myself to be stubborn.
雨強くなってきたわね。
Gazing out the front windows into the gray sky, Amane mutters to no one in particular. The rain started falling a little before dawn and hasn't let up since. If anything, the sound of water drumming against the building seems to grow louder with the passage of time.
サチ、ちゃんと雨風をしのいでるといいのだけど。
大丈夫だって。もし外にいるとしたら傘くらい買ってるわよ。
そうなのよさ。
Somebody breaks the silence, venting some new concern that's pushed its way into their mind. Someone else offers their best attempt at soothing words, and we're left listening to the rain once more. Hey, Aqua! Thanks for the resub. 6 months. Wait a minute. No, that's not a resub. Wait a minute. Or is that a resub? Is that just does that say resubs? Okay, regardless. 6 months. Thank you so much. How you doing, Aqua? Still trying to learn the ins and outs of these frickin' sub everything. All these alerts and crap. What they all mean. Gracie gets good. How have you been? I've been alright. Very tired. I finished work at like 12:45. I didn't go to bed till well after 2, and then I was up at my usual time. And I get to repeat that for the next 4 more days. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting busier now with work. Yet, now I'm able to have more streams too, because they're giving me night shifts, so I don't know how that works. Oh, there. Okay, and my actual mini feed it says resubscribed. Okay, I had the game still up and it was blocking that. Afternoon streams are my fave, but I'll swing by at night. Fun. How's Grisaia going? It's going well. Still have a lot of the random weird No, not weird, just all the random sexual innuendos and stuff and talk that happens. But we are getting some more serious-esque stuff, like the entirety of Michiru's route was actually very serious. To summarize it, Michiru, the blonde one with DID we have on screen right now, in her route we found out she had DID. That she got because of a heart transplant. The person whose heart it came out of, their consciousness came with her. And, yeah. That's kind of the long and short of it there. It's her dealing with DID, and then also the fact that she figured the other person was better at living her life than Michiru, so she wanted her to take over full time. Right now, we are on Sachi's route. That's the pink-haired maid, you could say. I mean, she dresses up as a maid, does maid-like things. And right now, she's missing. She's been gone for a while. Good old misogynistic Yuji has just come back from searching for her all night and hasn't found her yet. Since my return, we've repeated this pattern more times than I can count. A little after 9, Chizuru called to let me know she'd given formal notice to the police. It's been nearly 4 hours since then. Since we've decided to rely on the authorities, the most helpful thing you can do is keep calm and stay out of the way. So the last time anyone has seen Sachi, it was at like 3 p.m. And they let the principal know 6 hours after that, at like 9. And it's currently now like almost, I think it's like 6:30 in the morning the next day. So she is, yeah, she's over 12 hours missing. Which is not good. Her phone is also broken. It broke the day before because she accidentally dropped it in the bathtub while she was cleaning and didn't realize it. She went the rest of the day without realizing her phone was gone. Then we found it. Well, someone found it for her and it was dead, so can't even call her. So that just makes it even harder to figure out where the hell she went, because she never told anyone what she was doing. The most we know is she was going to be a little bit late for our study session at 5 because she was doing something. That was it. And now 15 hours have gone by. The police are fundamentally superior in terms of manpower and investigative skills. On top of which, they have the critical advantage of socially sanctioned authority. In other words, we can let the professionals take care of the rest. A completely understandable judgment from a principal to make. Objectively, it's probably the wisest possible course of action. But however rational it may be, sitting around quietly like this is proving very hard to stomach. I spent longer than this standing by on the job, but it feels completely different this time. The anxiety and frustration swirling around inside me seems to be growing exponentially every hour that ticks by. It's increasingly a struggle to maintain my cool.
では17時にいつもの場所でお待ちしています。
Sachi definitely said those exact words to me just a few feet from where I'm sitting. And when Sakaki and Amane went to her room to investigate, they didn't find any evidence she wandered off on some spur-of-the-moment journey. The girl does have a slightly whimsical side, but it's hard to imagine her taking a trip without even packing a change of clothes. Suddenly leaping up from the sofa, Michiru breaks the silence, her voice tinged with something close to desperation.
こんなに心配かけて、帰ってきたらみんなの部屋の掃除くらいじゃ許さないんだから。
みちる。
それにサチがいなくなってもう1日になるし、きっとお腹もグーグー鳴ってるはずなのよ。
さっちゃんが何をしてるにしてもきっと食事くらいはとってるわよ。
本当なのよ。
Well, let's hope at least. Yeah, her wallet wasn't in her room apparently. She's got money to eat, at least.
それならよかったのよさ。
ただ何かの事件に巻き込まれている場合はその限りじゃないでしょうけどね。
ちょっとユミコ、縁起でもないこと言わないでよ。
でもその可能性がないとは言えないでしょ。
それは。
Michiru falls back into an awkward silence. Nobody's come out and said it until now, but we've all been thinking something of the sort. We all know Sakaki's right. Considering Sachi's personality, it's hard to imagine she'd vanish without a word. And the completely normal condition of her room makes this even stranger. No matter how much I want to deny it, there's a very real possibility something happened to her.
じゃあサチは悪い人に連れて行かれちゃったのよ。
Oh, let's hope that's not something that happened.
大丈夫よ。まだそうと決まったわけじゃないんだし。
Unable to fully deny that unpleasant possibility, Michiru's voice grows weak and uncertain. Michiru's right. As long as we don't hear anything from the police or Sachi herself, we can't make any assumptions. And until then, we need to do what we can. Apparently, the others are just as fed up with waiting around as I am. The instant the words leave my mouth, they lean in toward me with intent expressions on their faces.
そうよね。そのためにもまずは状況を整理しましょう。
Sounds about right.
じゃあもう一度詳しく聞かせてほしいんだけど、ユージは昨日さっちゃんとどんなやり取りをしたの？
Yesterday morning, Sachi and I agreed to continue the testing at 1 p.m. as usual. But I got called to my part-time job at the last minute. I told Sachi we'd reschedule for 5 in the afternoon.
その時さっちゃんはなんて言ってたの？
Said she might be a little late. Asked if that'd be alright.
少し遅れるか。
教室には昨日から定期的に様子を見に行ってるけど、さすがに少しって時間じゃなくなってるわよ。
そうね。
After that, she just confirmed that she'd be waiting in the usual place as of 5 p.m.
待ってるって言ったってことは、少なくとも教室に向かう意思はあるってことよね。
そうなるけど。
待って。
Sakaki abruptly interrupts Amane's words, her eyes flashing.
本当にいつもの場所は教室だったのかしら。
Oh my god. Has she been in the school ground the entire time? Where's this other usual place? The usual place is a fucking classroom we've been going to. See. That just might be it.
どういうこと？
With that one sentence, everyone, with the exception of a certain bottle blonde, instantly grasps what Sakaki's implying.
そう考えたら辻褄が合うかも。
Yeah. It's definitely coherent, but
ねえちょっと自分たちだけ納得してないで私にも分かるように説明してくださいいきなり土下座した
じゃあその役はスオさんに任せるわ。
yes, explain to everyone, even me. Michiru's the audience now. Michiru's the player. Ask what the fuck is going on? What do you mean the usual place?
オッケー。
After accepting Sakaki's request with a mildly exasperated nod, Amane sits up straight in her chair to explain.
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ。
True.
もちろんよ
だから普通に考えてさっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。
A crumb of plot exposition, please. So I don't know what this other usual place is. Apparently they all know. And I don't know how that could be misconstrued as anything else. Even if Sachi does take things incredibly literally sometimes. Oh, no, sorry, not sometimes. All the time. I must harken back to the 2 times she is stripped down to nothing but lingerie. Thanks to one innocuous comment.
でも教室にはいなかったわよ言ってみればそこがミソなのよさミソ
Oh. Excuse me.
そう、ユージにとってはいつもの場所が教室だったかもしれないけど、さっちゃんにとっていつもの場所が教室だったとは限らないじゃない？
ああそっか
At this point, Amane finally succeeds in shoving Michiru's train of thought down the right tracks to the point everyone else passed 5 minutes ago, prompting an overblown reaction. I didn't explicitly tell her to wait in the classroom. There's a possibility she went somewhere else entirely. Normally, anyone would know I was referring to the classroom, but in Sachi's case, a misunderstanding of some kind seems disturbingly plausible.
なるほどねでサチにとってのいつもの場所はどこになるの
That was a good question. Sakagi also did say she left while wearing her school uniform. They're on summer vacation. And she stated earlier when we pointed out she was wearing her uniform during one of our other random test sessions we were having with her. She quoted the school manual saying that students are to wear their school uniform if they're making use of the facilities. Which wouldn't matter during, you know, summer vacation, but she followed it anyway. So she would still be somewhere on the school grounds, but I thought they would have checked it all already. And she's not in her room. Not in the classroom. Probably not in any of the classrooms. There's nowhere else to really go here.
そこが問題ね。
We solved one problem. We solved one, you know, answered one question, but the answer was another question entirely. So it doesn't really help. We're back to where we were.
小峰さんが今も別の場所で待っていたとしても、その場所がわからなければ探しようがないわ。
そっか。
To be honest, I don't know what she could have thought I meant other than the classroom.
ねお兄ちゃ サッチンは他に何か言ってなかったのよ。
No. Nothing else about the location anyway.
じゃあサッチンと一緒にいたところを思い出すのよ。そこを全部回ればどこかにサッチンがいるはずなのよさ。
I've been trying. Outside the school grounds, the only place that really comes to mind is the shopping district.
だとしたらまだ見つからないのはおかしいのよさ。
Yeah. One thing, I thoroughly combed both the shopping district proper and the commercial area around the station.
となると話は結局振り出しか。
でも考えるべきことが分かったわ。
ほうよ、私も一生懸命頭を使って考えるのよさ。私だってそのつもりだけど、二人で行った場所ってことなら結局友人頼みになるわよね。
So not in the shopping district, not in the commercial area by the station. Yeah, and I'm putting the piece together that she's in her school uniform, so she's got to be doing something with one of the facilities. But they would have checked those by now. They all were looking before. As if on cue, all four turned their gazes toward me. Yeah, you're not wrong. I might be overlooking something here. I'm gonna try to settle down and think this over as calmly as possible.
そうね、ずっとここでうなってるのが悪いのかもしれないし、ここは一度仕切り直した方がいいかもね。
Hey, I don't think they actually did check the school grounds. Because when she first was kind of missing, we were going to wait it out a bit. Michiru and Sakaki went to the shopping district and all that and searched there. Amane and Makina stayed here at the dorm waiting for her, while we went immediately back to the classroom and waited for her there. Then we got the call from Chizuru, immediately went back to the dorm, told them all to stay put, well, and then we went out and were searching around town all night. I don't think we actually checked the entire school. She might have been here this entire time. It's my theory anyway. She's somewhere on the school grounds. Everyone assents to Amane's suggestion. We temporarily suspend our meeting in an attempt to break out of this rut. The girls trudge back to their respective rooms. Soon enough, I'm left alone on the lobby sofa, gazing blankly out the window. In the end, I throw myself right back into the problem without even taking the time to stand up and stretch my legs. Usual place, is it? The usual modifier means it has to be somewhere she visits frequently. In context, some place that I've been with her on a regular basis. No matter how many times I roll those conditions through my head, the only places that fit the bill are inside the grounds of this school. It's enough to make me realize just how limited our relationship is. Sachi and I have never really, have really never been more than classmates. Our frequent interactions the result of simple proximity inside this somewhat claustrophobic school. Not that any of that is an excuse. So I can't even track down a single classmate without my special eyes and ears. Thank God my master's not alive to see this. She'd be in hysterics. No. If my master was here, she'd probably be angry at me before anything else. Angry that I'm wasting my time thinking about this crap instead of the problem at hand. That's right. Think. If the general premise I'm working from is correct, there has to be something I'm missing here. This isn't the first time I've hit a wall like this. And Asako taught me what to do at times like these. Who the hell is Asako? Is that his sister? Maybe. The concept of coincidence was invented by vapid romanticists as a pickup line. Listen up and listen good. Things happen the way they do for a reason. When none of it makes any goddamn sense, stop bashing your head against the wall and take a step back. Let your mind go limp. Okay, it's probably his master then. Considering the tone this advice is. Just like the proverbial bluebird of happiness, the answer is going to be sitting in a surprisingly obvious place. Surprisingly obvious, huh? Come to think of it, it feels like plenty of things have happened even inside this birdcage of a school. To be perfectly honest, at first I just had her down as a weirdly diligent girl. But after a while, I found out she has a surprisingly amusing side. Eventually, I started getting genuinely interested in what makes her tick. Sachi kind of resembles me. That thought might be the biggest single reason for my uncharacteristic curiosity. But whatever the case, the little talks with her have been leaving a strong impression on me lately. Even so, there's just nothing there. Nothing in those memories that stands out as an answer. God damn it! Tearing my eyes away from the dour gray sky, I glance around the lobby in an attempt to distract myself from this unproductive frustration. A bamboo broom propped up beside the entrance catches my eye. Seeing that broom sitting idly by is proof enough that Sachi's not around. It never seems to leave her side when she's puttering around the dorm. Just yesterday, she made her work as a pseudo-maid sound like her life's mission. Come to think of it, outside of the classroom, Sachi's been wearing a maid uniform consistently since the day we met. Oh, he's onto something. What do we got? What do we got? Hold on. Could I be making a really fundamental mistake in my assumptions here? For one thing, if I was wrong about something that basic, the field of possibilities grows significantly wider. And when I narrow those down using the conditions I've been rolling around in my head all this time, all of a sudden I've got a completely different candidate for the usual place. But if I'm right about this, there's one point in particular that seems completely inexplicable. That said, we've reached a total dead end otherwise. I have no choice but to run with it.
あれ、ユージ、また外を探しに行くの?
Just as I'm rising to my feet, Michiru reappears in the lobby, probably stopping by to check up on me. Yeah, I think I may know where Sachi is.
あ、そうなんだ。って、あんた今なんて?
Like I said, I might have just figured out the usual place Sachi was talking about. I'm gonna head there to check right away. Let the others know, will you?
ああ、うん。それくらいなら私にもできるけど。
Alright. Counting on you, Michiru.
あんたこそ気をつけていきなさいよ。
That's something I'm never gonna get over with this game. The sound design is just spot on. When people are far away or blocked by something, it does muffle their voices enough. Like, that's just perfect. If someone's talking while running away, you hear their voice slowly drown out. And even here, Michiru is muffled by presumably the rain. Without pausing to grab an umbrella or raincoat, I rush out of the dorm, sent off by Michiru's earnest, if completely out of character, words of concern. Not bothering to avoid the puddles in the pocketed asphalt road, I sprint single-mindedly away from the dorm. On the job, it's fundamental common sense not to set up an umbrella even in the middle of a typhoon. This rain doesn't even faze me. More importantly, every second counts right now. An entire day has passed since Sachi went missing. 24 hours since she left the dorm. Jesus Christ. And she may have been waiting for me all this time. She may still be waiting even now. The festering sense of frustration inside me swells to unbearable intensity. Sachi.
これは自分でもどうしてなのかわからないのですが、風見さんに褒めてもらえると胃の上のあたりが暖かくなるんです。
Where is this usual place?
私また風見さんの前で気を失ってしまったんですね。ご明察です。それに風見さんはカレーがお好きでしたよね。
Oh my god. Yep. Okay, I think I just figured it out now. Same time that Yuji figured it out. He's realized that Sachi is that tomboy childhood friend he had, and the usual place they meet is that fucking park that he used to go to. Holy shit. Ironic. After all that time going around in circles, now it's like the dam broke. Just as my master said, the breakthrough was staring me in the face all along. Sachi gave me plenty of hints herself. My new hypothesis growing firmer with every step. I make my way toward the other usual place. Nothing left to do but see if she's there. This place hasn't changed as much as I expected. I mumbled to myself, feeling my way through vaguely familiar streets. Enduring a several-hour train ride from Mishima Cape, I returned to this place for the first time in many years. This is the town where I was born. In my earliest years, before my master took custody of me, I lived here with my parents and sister. Never thought I'd be coming back here, much less looking for Sachi. The only constant in my life is its unpredictability. Slowing my pace, I moved carefully forward, guided only by faded memories. The usual place that came to mind when all the reasonable answers failed was a small park. My one and only childhood playground, situated on the outskirts of this town. Here we go. The area around the park is thoroughly deserted, and the streetlights outside are dimmed to an absolute minimum. It's a small playground designed to give young children a place to romp around on sunny days, so that's all as expected. There's no way anyone would be using this playground on a miserable rainy evening like this one. That would be the common sense conclusion, but...
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ。だから普通に考えて、さっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。
Oh boy. I recall Amane's words from this morning. We all knew what Sachi was like. We knew she was bizarrely obedient. We knew she was prone to making strange mistakes as a result of subtle misunderstandings. But we'd all assumed those quirks were nothing more than a reflection of her diligent personality. We'd all assumed she would bend those rules of hers if it ever became truly necessary. That's exactly why I don't want her to be here. Much as I want to find Sachi, those words spill out of my mouth. And contradictory as it might seem, I really mean them. If Sachi's here, my initial concerns about her behavior were justified. My vague unease will become something far more concrete, far harder to face. Given any choice in the matter, I don't want that to happen. No, can't afford to worry about that right now. Forcibly persuading myself to refocus on the problem at hand, I finally enter the park. And once inside that dim, desolate playground, my eyes quickly find a small figure illuminated by moonlight. Sachi. The swing set's a tiny thing, made for the use of young children. Crammed into the undersized wooden seat, indifferent to her rain-soaked clothes, Sachi looks up at me and smiles. Have you been waiting here since yesterday? Without even eating. In the rain. All this time? Goddamn idiot! It's too much for me to endure. She's just too pitiful right now. Before I know it, I'm shouting down at her.
どうしてでしょう。私、いきなり怒られてしまいました。
Why do you think? Like, why do you think? Oh my god. I mean, don't get me wrong, this CG is adorable as fuck. But I've been sitting here for a day, in the rain, not eating a thing, waiting for someone to show up that clearly had no idea you were someone he knew from years ago. Of course I'm angry. Why? Why didn't you realize I wasn't coming? Didn't you realize something was off? Why didn't you just leave? Why the hell did you sit here all this time just to keep some worthless promise?
それはゆうくんとの待ち合わせだからだよ。
Of An intimate tone. Completely unlike the formal style of speech Sachi usually employs. What's this? No. And that vaguely embarrassing nickname. The combination resonates nostalgically with memories rendered fuzzy and indistinct by the passage of time.
ゆうくんこっちこっち次はあれで遊ぼうありがとうゆうくん
Sachi's words. The connections I'm drawing have to be real. Why would you pick up other people's trash?
だって次にこの場所で遊んだ時綺麗だった方が嬉しいでしょ
Yeah, she's the childhood friend. So my guess was correct after all. You and I didn't meet for the first time in the Mihama dormitory.
はい風見さんとは以前ここで遊んでいたことがあります
Sachi confirms my words casually, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. Of course, her mere presence in this place is proof enough. Sachi, how long have you known?
最初にそうかもしれないと思ったのは転入してきた風見さんからお名前を聞いた時です
Since day fucking one.
それからいろいろお話ししていくうちにだんだんそうじゃないかなと思い始めていたのですが最終的にゆうくんだと気づいたのは風見さんが初めて私の頭を撫でてくれた時です
That was enough to convince you?
だって風見さんの手は私が大好きだったゆうくんと同じ温かさをしていましたから
In other words, Sachi realized some time ago and kept quiet. Until now. Then, why didn't you say anything?
どうしてですか
I'm asking you why you didn't tell me about all this. If I'd known, I might have remembered this place much more quickly, right?
すみません風見さんが別の場所で待っているという考えは
God almighty.
全くありませんでした
It didn't occur to you?
はい幼い頃の私と風見さんが待ち合わせていたのはいつもこの公園で嫌ですから風見さんからいつもの場所と言われれば私にはこの場所しか思い浮かびませんでしたから
Are you serious?
はい
So many things happened so fast back then. The details are so fuzzy for me, but Sachi's memories of the time we spent together don't seem to have faded, and this playground is clearly a very important place to her. But even so,
それに家と言われませんでしたから
God fucking damn. I see. Come to think of it, Sachi's always been like this. silently carrying out her orders like a faithful robot, never expressing doubt or interjecting with her own opinion, never advancing her own interests. The rare exceptions come only when Sachi judges it strictly necessary. Even then, she's usually just seeking clarification. There's no longer any doubt in my mind. Those rules have to be the very reason Sachi ended up in Mihama Academy. In other words, it's all exactly as I feared.
風見さんはどうしてそんなに悲しそうな顔をしているんですか？
Because I'm sad, idiot. What, aren't you?
そうですね。私は嬉しいです。
Happy?
はい。待ち合わせ時間を考えたら遅刻かもしれませんが、ゆうくんはこうして来てくれました。だから私はとても嬉しいです。
As Sachi smiles up at me, I finally realize something. The one thing about this girl that truly resembles me is the way she smiles. An artificial thing, plastered on for the sake of lubricating social interactions. An attempt to put others at ease rather than a reflection of any real emotion. Maybe she's not lying. Maybe she really is happy. But whatever the case, that smile is hollow. How many times have I seen this expression on her face? And I'm only realizing now. Pathetic. No. Maybe it's not surprising I didn't notice. I've managed to fool plenty of people the exact same way. It's a skill that develops with practice.
そんな顔しないでください、風見さん。風見さんはちゃんと約束を守ってくれました。だから今度は私がこうする番です。
Rising unsteadily to her feet, Sachi reaches up and brings her hand to rest on top of my head. One second, gonna be right back. I think people are home. Just gonna confirm and then I'll continue. So, one moment. And I'm back. Nope, no one's helping out. My bit rate was just kind of going screwy for a little while. But I think it's okay.
約束守ってくれてありがとう、ゆうくん。
Maybe it's sheer surprise. Maybe some part of me wants things to stay like this a little longer. I can't tell for sure. Whatever the case, my body's frozen in place under the gentle movements of that small hand. Sachi, what are you...
勝手なことをしてすみません。でも私が最後にいつもの場所で遊ぶ約束をしたとき、ゆうくんはこの公園に来てくれませんでした。
I didn't?
はい。でもゆうくんは悪くありません。あの時の私は悪い子で、私が一方的に取り付けた約束でしたから。
Explain.
ゆうくんが来てくれなかったのも当然です。でも今回は違います。ちゃんと約束をした待ち合わせでした。だからそこにゆうくんが来てくれて、私本当に嬉しい。
Sachi! I catch Sachi in my arms as she collapses forward, the last of her strength gone. Oh, and she's crying too.
すみません、風見さん。今、体を。
Nothing to apologize for. Don't push yourself.
そう言っていただけると助かります。なぜか立ち上がろうとしても体に力が入らなくて。
Well, considering you've been sitting on a swing for 24 hours, unsurprising. Hardly surprising after sitting through that rainstorm without eating or drinking. At a quick estimate, Sachi's been in this place 28 hours straight. And I'm willing to bet she didn't even allow herself to take a nap the whole time she was waiting for me. No matter how sturdy the girl is, she must be well past the limits of her physical endurance by now.
ですが、私はこれから風見さんとのテストの約束が。
You don't need to worry about that either. The only thing you promised me was to wait until I showed up. And you kept that promise. You can rest now.
それならよかったです。
With those words and a particularly weak attempt at a smile, Sachi instantly falls unconscious. Within seconds, she's gone totally limp, leaving me to bear her full weight in my arms. It's only then that I finally realize just how alarmingly cold her body is. The girl's clearly in bad shape, to the point she needs medical attention, and quickly. Even so, the expression on her face as she sleeps seems genuinely happy, in a way that artificial smile never was. It may be a pretty pitiful excuse for a human being, but maybe, just maybe, there's something I can do for this girl. You're a hell of a lot tougher than you look, Sachi. After brushing a few drops of rainwater from Sachi's face, I pull out my cell phone and call Chizuru.
どうしてもう一緒に遊べないの？私そんなのやだよ。 せっかく仲良くなれて、これからもっともっとゆうくんと遊べると思ったのに、それなのに突然お別れしなきゃいけないなんて。私明日も待ってるから、ゆうくんが来てくれるまで絶対いつもの場所で待ってるから。
Even after hearing Sachi's story, this is about all as I can remember. As children, we parted abruptly. Our burgeoning friendship was cut off without warning. Must have happened when I was forced to move away after my sister's death. That much makes sense. But there's still one part of all this that I find completely inexplicable. I understand that Sachi has to be the same person who played with me as a child. But the girl in my memories was energetic and strong-willed in the extreme. A little spoiled, even. Personality and way of speaking were totally unlike the Sachi I know today. Of course, people naturally change as they grow up, but I don't know of many transformations that dramatic. Something must have triggered such a radical shift. I'd guess that something is connected to our conversation back then, but there's no way to know for sure until I learn more about Sachi's past. With what happened over the last 2 days, I think that's become necessary.
屋上で星を眺めるなんて意外にロマンチストなところがあったのね。
Chizuru. Chizuru.
私は学園長室で待っててって言ったはずだけど。
Sorry. Felt like getting some air.
そう。
Dropping the line of questioning, Chizuru walks up to stand at my side.
各種への連絡と病院での手続きは一通り済ませてきたわ。
Appreciate it. Sorry to push all the work on you.
それは私のセリフよ。学生の管理は私の仕事だし、小峰さんだってあなたが見つけてくれたんだから。
True enough.
それより、あなたは小峰さんのそばにいてあげなくてもいいの
？She's got 4 dedicated nurses at the moment. I think she'll be alright.
それはそうだけど。でも、
Women don't like having men ogle them as they sleep, right?
まったく。こういう時に冗談が言えるのはあなたくらいのものだと思うわよ。
Blame my sister. I inherited it from her. But anyway,
他にやることができた。
Only if it's Twilight, apparently. God. Fucking Twilight. It's like, yes, Edward, that's totally not weird. Just watch me sleep in my bed. Not weird at all. Right. Remember what you told me a little while ago? How you don't expect me to do anything in particular for this school or its students?
ええ、確かにそう言ったわ。
I got a follow-up question.
何かしら。
Are you willing to let me get involved on a voluntary basis?
ええ、もちろん。
Good to know. Sounds almost like she was expecting this from the very start. Guess there's a reason she's able to get by sitting around and sipping expensive tea all day.
でもいいの？これは市ヶ谷の任務でもないし、あなたにとって何の得にもならないことかもしれないわよ。
No, but I didn't come to this school for duty or profit. You might say I'm here precisely because I wanted something more than that. Right. I wanted to understand the meaning of the words my master left me.
なるほどね。
Also, in a way, I owe Sachi my life.
小峰さんが命の恩人？
Sachi and I knew each other as kids. And it's probably thanks to her that I managed to push my way through the worst of it.
驚いた。そんなことがあったなんて私も知らなかったわ。
Not surprising. I just remembered a little while ago myself.
そう。
Lowering her hand from the fence, Chizuru turns to face me.
でもそういう理由があったなら小峰さんだったのは納得ね。
I still advocate for there should have been a Chizuru route. I like the principle, damn it. Circumstances aside, simple truth is, Sachi caught my interest as she is today.
惹かれたか。それなら今度こそ小峰さんについての報告書を渡しましょうか。
Persona 5 would have. Yeah, give me the Persona 5 version of this where I can date Chizuru. Well, like I said before, that won't be necessary.
じゃあ断ることができない小峰さんから聞き出す？
That's not it either.
だったら
I'll handle this my way. In this case, maybe it's a pointlessly roundabout method. But I've gotten by with it all this time, so I'm gonna stick with what I know.
なるほど。不器用だけどまっすぐであなたらしい考えね。
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
さあどうかしらね。
Blatantly evading the question, Chizuru offers me a composed smile. Alright. Think it's about time I got going.
ええ、何か必要になったら遠慮なく言ってくれていいから。
I'm counting on it, Principal Tachibana. Well then. Stepping outside the school grounds, I retrieve my cell phone from my pocket. Even if it does ultimately come down to asking for someone's help, I'll stick to the methods I trust most. If I want to change something, to accomplish something meaningful, I think that's the way it has to be. Julia, I need a favor. Oh, I almost don't want to leave it on this. Hopefully this scene doesn't go too long, because I got lunch semi-coming, and then I gotta sort of kind of prepare for work in a bit. We'll see how long this takes.
案外気持ちよさそうに寝てるわね。まったくあれだけ心配させておいてのんきなもんよ。
と見せかけてずっとこのままなんてオチは嫌なのよ。
あんたはさらっとなんてこと言うのよ。
Fucking Machina.
それだけサッチンが心配なのよさ。
心配しなくても平気よ。看護師さんから話を聞いた限りでは疲れて眠っているだけらしいから。
それならよかったのよさ。
でもユージ、よくさっちゃんを見つけられたわよね。そういえばそうよね。
愛の力すげえな。
The power of love.
やっぱりそうなのかしら。
お、一番意外なところが食いついてきやがった。
大はないわ。ただ最近仲良くしていたみたいだし、 本当にそういう力が働いたのかと思っただけよ。
やめてユミコ、キャラかぶってる上にうまいから。
She's better at being a tsundere than Michu.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
Thanks, Nick.
うまいってか、多分榊さんのは天然だからね。私は諦めないわよ。うなぎだって天然物より美味しい養殖物だってあるんだから。
Oh my god.
チルチル静かにしろよ。サチンが起きちゃうのよさ。あんたが煽ったくせに。
それより本来の面会時間はとっくに過ぎているんだし、そろそろ戻った方がいいわ。
そうね、着替えとかいろいろ用意しなくちゃいけないものもあるし。っていうか、ユージのバカはどこで何やってるのよ。俺はやることがあるってすぐどっかに行っちゃったからね。
きっとその場に居合わせた人だからこそ分かったことがあるんでしょうね。
Surprise, guys. She's actually a childhood friend.
こんな時までカッコつけなくてもいいのに。
でもそこが好きなんだよな。
Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that. Jesus fucking Christ. It's always gotta be the smallest one saying this stuff, too.
うさい。ほらほら、本当にさっちゃん起きちゃうから、そろそろおいとまするわよ。わかってるわよ。
じゃあサチン、すぐに戻ってくるから、それまでいい子にしてるのよ。
Okay, perfect, actually.
セーブしますか？
Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna call that there for today. That was a lot, I would say. And it's a good place to pick up on it the next time we do get to Fruit of Grisaia. That's probably not gonna be for a little bit. But not too long. Let me just bring up my schedule again for myself on Twitter. No. Read it all out again and then actually end. So, today's Saturday, so for the next 3 days at 10 a.m., we'll be going back to Kingdom Hearts 2. Just go through more of it and potentially even finish the game, because I am in fact in the end game. Lol, I was gonna rage it. Damn it, Hylian! Oh. You can always raid in, and then I can find somebody else too. We can just like double raid it. Now, let's see. Is there anyone else on that I know of? Not really. Fortunately. Yeah, so Sunday to Tuesday is Kingdom Hearts 2. Probably gonna finish the game up then, if not earlier. Wednesday at 10 we'll be back to Dark Souls. Wednesday's an actual day off for me, so I can afford to take extra time if necessary. And no stream Thursday or Friday at 10, also Dark Souls. And then Saturday, no stream. But by that Friday, I should have my work schedule up so I can formulate my stream schedule. So, anyway, yeah, that's it from me today. So, yeah. Thanks everyone, you know, for watching, commenting, lurking. Thanks for the resub, Aqua. Appreciate it very, very much. I hope everybody has themselves a great rest of their day. I'll see you next time.